I'm here with the boys. It's the S Rank Media Club live. It's February 23rd, 2023. Cujo, what do you have to say for yourself this week?
I don't know. I was just realizing my name has a lot of additional O's after it. I'm,
you never change your name when you come in here, so it says Quinn. So I changed it to Kudro.
nope, I just didn't. I didn't realize it. You know what? I'm keeping it. Keeping it. I'm rocking it.
um, so hopefully you got your physical copy of Metroid Prime because they're
Yeah.
sold out.
Did you buy one?
Physical copy?
Yeah.
What would I do with that thing?
I don't know. It seemed like it was valuable, so I thought maybe you would have maybe bought one.
So I don't know if you know this, but there's only one single cartridge slot on the Switch.
Right.
Um,
What do you keep in there? Dust?
no, actually, if we're gonna be you know, don't tell anybody, but I do have a cartridge in mind because when we bought the Switch, we bought the Pokemon Go game, and that cartridge is always in forever in the Switch.
Is it stuck? Or you just never removed it?
Could be, I don't know. um
Wait, which Pokemon game is that? Is that like the Go Pikachu?
yeah, let's
Go
go
Eevee
Eevee and
one?
let's go Pikachu.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I will not be purchasing the physical edition of Metroid.
So why are people hoarding them? Or I don't want to say hoarding, but
You know, I it's got to be like collectors, right? Or people who think,
that's what I
because
think.
if you look historically at any games that have held value over time, I think Nintendo games have the highest percentage on that, right?
I would think so.
Have you looked at
Isn't it
GameCube games
exclusivity?
recently? You know, in the YouTube holes I go down, like I end up watching stuff on like retro game collectors, and wow, GameCube games are kind of expensive.
Well, I'm sure some of it's also scalpers too. They smell opportunity.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's the games that there's not as many copies of. But I mean, there's probably a ton of copies of Super Smash Brothers, but I think that game goes for like more than $60.
Depends on how many DLC characters you buy, I guess.
There's the GameCube one.
Oh, the GameCube one, Melee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Also,
don't know.
DLC characters wouldn't transfer with your cartridge, right? Because they'd be tied to your account.
Yeah. But, how much is a copy of Smash Bros. Melee? Let me take a look.
Can't believe you guys were letting me just camera in standard definition all that time. Oh, look, you can fully see the junk pile in the background now. You can see the Wii back there.
Let me see
Anyways,
here. There's a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for $100 on Amazon right now.
oh, it's went up $100 now. I got some gold on my hands with my 10 GameCube games. Quinn, I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Yeah, sorry. The dog was squeaking and I didn't want it to come through, so
Oh.
I muted.
I gotcha. Yeah, so retro games, it seems like Nintendo ones are the most valuable if you look at it now. So I don't know. Was there just not that many made? Was it just a higher demand than expected? Because Nintendo, like the Japanese company Nintendo, historically has undervalued Metroid and they don't give a fuck about it. It seems like maybe that's changed somewhat, but the other thing I could think of is they like underestimated how many people want to play a remastered Metroid Prime. It also got good reviews saying all the stuff was done well, the graphics seem really good. I'm surprised that many people are buying physical games, but people still buy DVDs and Blu-rays, so I don't know.
I think it's the collectors is my guess for exclusivity, because I don't know, Nintendo games, there's a lot of, I guess, big exclusive titles.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You know, all the entire Mario franchise and all that. So I think it's just that, because I mean, most games are made for majority of systems nowadays. There's not too many exclusives.
Sure.
But that's kind of what I think. I don't think I would sell my copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for $100. By the way,
No, I didn't sell any of mine. I have my 10 GameCube games, and I don't plan to sell them. But
yeah, I think they're all at my parents' house. Probably should make sure that those stay okay. Don't get tossed or donated.
sold in a garage sale.
Yeah,
for $10.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah. So, what did you guys play this week or watch this week? All right, I'll start. I continued down the Transformers path.
Oh no!
I watched the next one in the series, Transformers: Age of Extinction. Spoiler alert! I'm not gonna go into detail because I don't remember the detail, but it's like, God, it just drags on, and like the whole thing in the previous movie happened. Where the Transformers were like, going to harvest the earth, and then they stopped them. And then like, now we're post that where there's an evil group that's trying to destroy Transformers. And like, then somehow they get to this point where he's like, they're talking about like the primals or something they're called. It's basically just dinosaurs as Transformers. So there's like a T-Rex, a Triceratops, and some other giant dinosaur Transformer thing. And like eventually Optimus goes and fights them and then like tames them. And then you see him. It's like in I think it's China, where they have like those forested mountains that overlook a giant city, and they just have Optimus riding a Triceratops just charging down. And I can't like understand how these movies are still going, because I think there's still one or two more after that. Now, I will say that when they brought in the idea of Beast Wars, because the new Transformers movie is supposed to be Beast Wars related, I'm kind of like, that could be kind of cool. So I'm getting tricked already, but it's probably going to be shit, just like these movies. Transformers Age of Extinction continues just being boring and shitty, just like the previous Transformers movie. Now I'm debating if it gets a D or an E. The last one, I gave an E. And I can't decide, like the first half of this movie, I'm like, okay, this is really not very good, but it's better than the previous Transformers movie. Then the second half with the whole like primal dinosaur Transformers really tanked the whole thing, because it's what I'm gonna give it an E as well. I can't, it's garbage. Don't watch it. Yeah.
What's Beast Wars?
Oh, Beast Wars. So like in the late 90s, maybe, I want to say late 90s, probably. They came out with like
closer to mid 90s.
Mid 90s, okay, mid 90s. They had an animated show,
let's fact check this, though.
And it was called Beast Wars. Is that the full name, or is it Transformers Beast Wars? Anyways, it's basically Transformers, but they are
96.
They're animals. So like Optimus Prime is a primal ape. He's like a gorilla kind of creature. Then Bumblebee, instead of Bumblebee, you get Cheetor. He's a cheetah. My other favorites, Megatron's a T-Rex. You got this Starscream is replaced with Waspinator. And he's got this real waspy voice. Waspinator, terrorize. And he's just like, he transforms into it's probably not good, but I saw it as a child, so
So yeah, you're the target.
I'm the target, yeah. And like I like look at him like, oh, Beast Wars, but watching these other Transformers movies is really kind of bringing that down. The next one's not available on any streaming service, so I don't know if that comes to a streaming service, I'll watch it. I'm not gonna pay to watch it. I can't.
Wait, you were doing paid rentals for these?
No. Then up to there's one more. I don't know what
After
it's called.
Extinction.
After it's not called. Oh, is it called After Extinction?
No. I was making the note.
Yeah, no. I think there's one more Transformers movie. That one is not on streaming services, so I'm not.
There is also the Bumblebee movie.
There's a Bumblebee movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That one actually got really. I think that one got some pretty rave reviews.
really.
actually.
So I'm on record as saying,
Transformers: The Last Night is the
Yeah.
next one.
yeah, that one. I imagine the last
Bumblebee.
night is Optimus.
Probably. I don't know.
No, it's
So-
Batman.
No, it's
The
the
Dark
Dark Knight.
Oh,
I'm on record saying Bumblebee is the worst part of those movies, so I'm not gonna watch the Bumblebee movie.
okay.
Yeah.
But like the corporate meeting of, how else can we milk the Transformers?
Yeah.
Uh,
100%.
They're targeting you. They're like, what haven't we tapped yet in the market?
But it's really weird that you're doing Beast Wars, but then in this movie they already had a T-Rex, but Megatron's a T-Rex. I don't know how they square that.
They don't need to, because you're gonna go see it.
No, I don't know that I will.
Oh, there's one coming out. Wait, when is it releasing? This year?
That's the Beast Wars one.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast. That's what it is.
Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast. That means there's gonna be more beasts probably. They got a whole.
All right, let's
This is like the new Fast and Furious.
let's
Oh,
give a
God.
Rotten Tomatoes estimate from everyone on Beast Wars Transformers Rise of the Beast. Let's get an estimate here.
Well, can I look at the other ones for reference, or is this off the cuff?
I think that's fair. You want to get the other numbers for us?
Sure, I'm right here on the page anyway. So let's see here. I'll start with Transformers and work. Do we count Bumblebee in this equation or not?
Just
I would
give us the
say,
scores
yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Okay, so Transformers, the original Transformers movie, 2007, is a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow, that's low.
The original one's a 58. Oh no.
Revenge of the Fallen is a 20%. Dark of the Moon is a 35%.
Okay, went up. So you went down.
I
for
told
me
you
there.
that one was better than the second one, Colton.
He's not really setting the bar very high. Age of Extinction is 17%.
So I was right. That one is bad.
Man.
The Last Night is 16%.
Oh no.
Bro, what do they gotta hit to stop making these movies?
It's
And the Bumblebee movie actually sits at a 91%
No,
on Rotten
this-
Tomatoes.
no. This is a big Transformer out there padding the stats. I don't know how the Bumblebee movie would be that good.
Might honestly be because it has a different director. It was directed by
Not
Travis
Christopher
Knight
Nolan.
All right, fine.
compared
If I
to the
could-
other ones, which are all directed by Michael Bay. Well,
They're not
actually, no. It looks
Christopher
like they're
Nolan.
changing
Michael Bay.
directors for. Hold on.
Rise of-
2017, Michael
it's a-
Bay.
It's a director change. As a
Yeah,
big-
so Bumblebee was directed by Travis Knight, and then the Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, releasing later this year, is actually being directed by Stephen Caple Jr. With Michael Bay is still on, but he's a producer. He's not directing it.
Oh, so he could still be there fucking it up. Just like let's okay. All right. I'm thinking this new director is gonna change a lot, and I'm gonna go 62%. 62.
See, he's already Kudrow. He's already coming up with ways to support to go see this.
I guess so. I'm not seeing this in theaters. There's no way.
Wait till you see the trailer, man. You'll be like, oh,
He's
well, I gotta
scheming.
see this.
No, I was just reading the comments on the Bumblebee, and this one person said they needed to make it a safe, solid movie in order to revitalize the franchise. He kept people believing in Transformers good.
It kind of seemed like they were going for safe with all of them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a director.
No, what you said? You said 60 what percent?
62. I'll go 62.
62%. All right. I'm guessing like 35%. I think it'll come up, but not that much.
All right, Kudrow, you got a 62 and a 35. Where you at?
I'm more inclined with Quinn on this one, but I guess I'll split the difference. I'll say roughly, let me see here, 35 and 62. I'll say about 47%.
47. Okay, so we're gonna go just whoever is literally the closest to the percentage.
Or is it what's it called? Do you want to be a millionaire?
That's
No, not do you want to be a millionaire?
Price is
Wheel
Right.
of Fortune. Yeah, Price is Right. Why am I saying Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, the Price is Right's kind of like, that's a bit outdated at this point.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know.
'Cause
I
you
don't
went
know.
high.
Well, I mean, but then it just like encourages you to just go lower.
No, I know. No, I'd say whatever's the closest.
All right.
Above
Well,
or
so that
below.
means if it's anywhere like, if it's like in the 20s, 10s, or whatever, Quinn's got it.
Would you like to go down to like 10? You want to go with 10?
I was thinking of that. I don't know, though.
You won't do
I
it.
don't know if it's going to be that bad.
You won't do it. You won't do it.
No, I will do it. I'll go 10%.
All right, 10%.
10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Just cleared all the field
Hold up,
above
wait.
like 45.
Yeah, referee here.
All right, who does that 10?
I feel like he already locked in his answer.
All right, we'll take a vote.
I'm just kidding.
I don't care. I'll stand by that 47, but I will also stand by that 50. I'll also stand by that 10%.
I marked you down for 10.
Fair enough. I don't think it's actually going to be that bad. There are so few movies that
And we're-
release that are that bad.
And we're going with the Rotten Tomatoes score, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
That's what
Do
you
we want to
said.
say first show after the release of the movie? Yep. All right, we will. Sounds great.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right. Did anybody play any games over the last week?
Cyberpunk.
Yep.
How's that going? Still good?
It's not bad.
Should I
How
play it?
far are you in it?
Let me see here. I don't know. It feels like I've gotten bogged down in side quests, so I haven't made too much progress in the
great.
main plot of late. But where did I leave off? I think I'm like 40 hours in at this
Oh,
point.
gotcha.
40 hours. You're really getting bogged down in those side quests.
What makes Cyberpunk cool?
What makes it cool?
I mean, what's like? It seems like it wants to achieve like that, like I don't know, like it's trying to be stylish and cool in a way. Like, do you get that from it when you're playing, or you're just playing it like it's, Fallout?
I play it like any other RPG shooter that I've played. So I guess I kind of do play it a little bit like Fallout, to be honest with you.
So you're not going for style points.
Oh no, I mean my build right now is I'm basically playing a stealth hacker pistol build.
All right. So I won't play the game. It sounds like you're telling me I shouldn't play the game.
No, you should play the game.
I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, if you want to do the edgy boy thing, I mean, you can do that. Just pick up a katana, wear a trench coat, max out your health, and go to town. You can totally play the game that way. In fact, I think it's actually one of the stronger builds when you get some of the when you actually get some of the good katanas, as well as the Sandevis, as well as like a really good Sandevistan. Oh god, what do they call it? Like cyber deck.
Well, sorry, what cyberdeck? What's a cyberdeck?
So cyber decks, they're kind of like in like basically picture if you had like a computer, like a motherboard, like inside your body.
Picture if I had a computer.
The cyber duck is kind of like what that is. It's like a
okay.
Yeah. So and throughout the game, like you can equip, like you kind of start off with a basic one, but then you can get better cyber decks as they go on. But one of the other things you can equip in that slot is called a Sandevistan. And basically what that is it basically lets you function like you basically get super speed and you can just go to town on people. It works most people who use like katana builds end up using Sandevistan units because you can just do a ton of damage between
Okay.
between the rapid speed and then all the attacks and critical buffs that you can get with katanas.
Gotcha. So do you feel like you're driven more by the story or more by the RPG elements of the game? Do you like the story so far? Because the story like looked kind of cool in the trailers, but the more I looked at it, it didn't like interest me enough to like pick it up and play it ever.
The story has been kind of interesting so far. I think the world building for Cyberpunk is it's a pretty interesting setting. The story that they tell within it is been pretty good so far. The lore, oh, not the lore. Like the game tends to explore a lot of themes within it. So, like, God, I can't tell you how many like revenge quests I've done to this point. But the game really does get very philosophical at certain points. Really starts kind of really explores themes of life and death, family, revenge is a big one, aforementioned. Well, yeah, it's been pretty solid. I can't say I have too much against the writing right now.
Gotcha.
I think it's a really good game and that you should play it.
All right.
One of the best parts of playing the game, in my opinion, is just driving through the city. It's very immersive and just really cool, in my opinion. Driving through the different parts of the city, especially because they're kind of separated into neighborhoods. So they all have their own little theme through them. And yeah, I never use a fast travel in that game because I just enjoy, driving so much. But in terms of the story, I think it's really good because it seems like your choices matter, and I know that's probably a pretty simple thing to do in an RPG, but they interweave it with like the cyberpunk theme, I guess.
So you felt like your choices actually had like altering effects throughout the story?
I think so.
Gotcha.
Whether they did or not, but it felt like I did.
The Witcher, I feel like I remember The Witcher having a lot of that in it, and it felt pretty good. The Witcher 3, that is.
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil anything, but like Kudro said, it kind of dives into some deep philosophical existence
I gotcha.
themes in there, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't do it in a weird, like scientific way, but like you're a gang member that, depending on who you pick as your character.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see like what differences the gameplay makes. So, because in the start of the game, you get 3 backgrounds you can choose from. I ended up picking the Nomad, just because, like, hey, Nomad's new to Cyberpunk. I'm completely new to Cyberpunk. We'll learn together. But I feel like it'd be interesting to go back through as like one of the other backgrounds. I think one of them was like you're like from the corporate realm.
Corpo.
I forget what the third one is though.
Street kid.
Yeah.
So you essentially grew up on the streets, just not like a corpo. The corpos are like the rich and wealthy and well off kind of class, and the street kid is kind of the bruiser, tough street, raised by the streets, and then Nomad, like Kudro said, is like the outsider.
Yeah.
And then each of those classes have certain benefits, usually seen through like dialogue.
Yeah, because like
you'll have different dialogue options.
Yep, going through with the Nomad, like you have a lot of. I've gotten to click like just notes background specific for the Nomad multiple times throughout the playthrough.
Yeah, it happens quite frequently, I would say. And I played however much I played the first time I played as a corpo, and at least the beginning of the game, as far as I knew, was considerably different than what I played now as a street
Mhm.
kid. You kind of still do the same missions, but you get there in a different way.
I gotcha.
At least the prologue section of it.
Um,
I just have one last
Yeah.
thing about the story. I thought they weave in the side quests very nicely with the story, because you'll meet all these different people through the story, and then you inevitably start getting side quests from them, but it doesn't seem very clanky. It's not like you have to go seek them out, or
Mhm.
I mean, you can if you want, but it kind of weaves itself really nicely, and it still kind of pertains to the overall main story in a way,
Mhm.
just not directly.
I gotcha. Yeah, a lot of single player games, I end up like moving away from side quests. I
Mhm.
find sometimes I found in the past that like if I do too many side quests in a single player game, I'll like burn out on the game and get bored of it.
I feel like it's a lot of times for me that depends on the quality of the side quests. Like, not to call out all the Skyrim fans, but Skyrim side quests suck.
Okay, I think
So,
there's
but
like there's different. I would argue there's different levels of side quests in Skyrim.
I mean,
When
sure.
you
I mean,
well
some
wait,
are better than others.
when you say side quests, you're talking like you're not talking like the mage quest line, the thieves guild quest line, or like the quest where you
Oh,
go and then that lady like you're following her and then she's like, yeah, you're here, and then you find out she's a cannibal and she's been eating people. Like that quest was wild. I shot
I
a
don't think
fireball at that
I
lady.
don't know if I remember that one. No, yeah, I like the guild quest lines.
It
I
sounds
wouldn't
amazing.
I
It
wouldn't say in
was.
that I wouldn't put in that same breath, but well, okay, like some of the the Daedric quest lines weren't too bad, and
I
some were better than others.
So I agree with you.
But
There are some bad side quests, and like the in Skyrim they had that system that would continually generate like these quests you could do to like go into previous dungeons or something. I don't remember it, but Skyrim had some kind of system that would always generate more of this one type of thing you could go do in the dungeons, and I feel like I wish that was just gone. It just got in the way. I agree that like Skyrim would have done better to cut out a lot of side quests, but I also think there were a lot of amazing side quests. So I think it was to me it was just some 40 or 50% of them were bad. But like I said, that one I was so surprised. Like it was this quest. I don't remember what it was about, but you like walk in and then you figure out this lady's just a cannibal eating people. And I did not continue the quest. I shot fireballs at her. I'm like, that's it. You're done.
I don't
Not
I
acceptable.
don't remember that.
It was wild.
Maybe I didn't find the quest.
I just stumbled
He only
into it.
played the bad quests.
Oh, I mean, the worst quest in that game was the Civil War quest line. That one was utter garbage.
I also hated that quest. Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Persona 5 the last week here. So it's a good time to talk about the choices in that game. So I played through Evolve Persona 4 Golden, and now playing through Persona 5, I see a lot of what I think is the same thing, where Persona, I mean, a lot of other RPG games I've played have done this, but Persona has a ton of scenes where you have dialogue. And then the dialogue comes up to give you like three options of something to say. And like what you say has no relevance in a lot of cases. And like in Persona 4, I felt like you could go through and make whatever decisions you wanted for the entire game saying stuff, but it didn't really affect the like actual direction or outcome of any of the story. Which for me playing Persona 4, I didn't care. I wasn't like, oh, I need to direct this story with my responses. I just wish it wouldn't make me respond to so many things with choices when it's irrelevant. I I guess Kudroy, I know you've probably played a lot of RPG games that have that same thing where like it'll pop up and be like you can have like, you know, the nice response, the kind of mean response, and the funny response. And you can
Mhm.
do whatever you want. And I don't mind some of it, but I do feel like with Persona, which I really liked Persona 4, I like Persona 5 so far, but I don't feel like I need so many of those prompts to like pick a thing to say. Um, I almost wish they would just like pick one for me and say it. I don't need to pick.
Well, I mean, in some cases, those choices are important, though, right? Because
I don't
when you're
know.
doing the confidant events, then your choices do matter because you can actually gain affinity with
Yeah, a
the
little
person you're
bit.
talking to.
Sure. And there's you can gain some affinities, which in Persona 5, the affinities like level up an arcana, which then lets you get stronger personas in that type and you can get special abilities. But
Hmm.
I do feel like there is a lot of times where I'm just picking a thing to say, and it's like, do I say the nice thing, you know, the mean thing, or like the oblivious thing? And it's like, what? And sometimes I just say the oblivious thing because I want to, and that's fun. But I feel like I could deal with less of that, like the
Hmm.
false choice you see, kind of, and I don't know. In a way, other games do it too, where like you make a choice and they make it seem like it's a big choice, but it's really not.
Hmm.
And you could understand why it's not, right? Because then they essentially have to develop two separate splitting storylines whenever you make a decision. So
Yep.
I get why they don't, but I don't necessarily desire to like click the choice each time that doesn't necessarily make a difference.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I'm fine with them just having a character that says things, you know, because Persona uses the unvoiced protagonist, right? I would not care if my guy had a voice or whatever. That'd be fine. I could live with that. But I get the idea because I know some people love having the unvoiced protagonist because that gives them some sort of better immersion. But I guess for me personally, I've never cared about having the unvoiced protagonist. But I think it is something that some people do like. So I guess they probably won't get rid of it.
Mm, yeah. I mean, it's a trope, the silent protagonist, though.
Sure.
I don't know. I guess I see where you're coming from. I guess it's probably just like the game's way of trying to keep you involved in some of the longer cutscenes because Persona especially, it's a very dialogue heavy game. There's a lot of dialogue.
And can we talk about how weird Persona is? Like, I played through all of 4. I've seen some stuff about 3, and I'm playing 5 now. And dude, it's like I think I like it. I like the originality. I like everything, but some of the shit is so wild. Like minor spoiler, the cat turns into a bus.
It's a
Um,
van.
a van.
Okay, it's a van.
Literally just turns into a bus. I think it's more of a bus, but
Yeah, that felt like such. And then the way they hand wave it, it's like apparently cats turning into buses are
yeah,
just
I do
the only
appreciate.
thing I could. Wait, was
Go
it?
ahead.
I'm not like thinking about that a little bit now. Is that was that a Ghibli reference? Were they like
Oh, the
referencing
cat thing.
Totoro with that?
Totoro, yeah, the cat that turns into a bus.
Yeah,
Maybe that I didn't think about that, but I do appreciate that like they do this stuff and then they try to literally explain it in the world. So at least they're trying. You know, like
yeah.
what as we were talking about Transformers earlier, they don't explain shit. They're just like there's these primal dinosaurs that have been here forever. It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay.
sure.
I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to reference Persona 5. We don't need to disgrace that game by mentioning it in the same breath as the Transformers movies.
But I think the biggest thing still about like Persona 4 was from 4 to 5. I can say I appreciate the improvements. I feel like the voice acting in 5 is way better than in 4. You know, when I went through 4, there was some annoying voice acting, but it wasn't bad. But like 5 really makes the voice acting better, and 5 hits better on like it's trying really hard to be like stylish, and it just does its own thing, and I think it works really well. Um, yeah, that I'm having a lot of fun with that game, but just Persona is weird. That's the takeaway.
You've actually at this point you might actually get to play more Persona than I have. I haven't even played 4 yet.
It's
I
pretty good.
still
You'll
need
probably like it.
I still need to finish my Royal playthrough actually.
See, you're just playing through 5 twice. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play through
Oh,
it one
I
time.
mean, by the time I finish my Royal playthrough, I'll have played through it 3 times.
Oh my gosh. I see. I'm not gonna do anything like that.
So
Yeah. Quinn, did you play anything this week? Yeah, Quinn, you're on mute.
Frick.
It's all right.
The dog keeps squeaking. And I
Yeah,
don't want to put
it's
their
fine.
toy. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, gotcha.
yep.
Play a little bit of that.
What
That's been
what
fun.
can you tell us about it?
I think it's a good
Yeah.
game. It's unique, and I think they just essentially gave a lot of wants to the community.
Okay.
I think that
So
that's what it feels
so
like
you
to me.
what's your level called? Is it called like a wizard level? What do you have a level? Do you level up?
You have a level. I don't know if it's called something specific. I just call it my level.
I gotcha.
Is it based on your OWL score?
No.
Ah,
You're only a 5th year. I think you take your OWLs your 7th year. I want to say.
no, I think you take them 5th year
No
as
idea.
well.
Oh, you do?
Oh no, God, now I gotta look them up.
But I think they do a good job of introducing kind of something new with the main story.
What
So it's kind of, it feels realistic almost. Like they're not just going, just do. I think because of the time period that they chose, they were able to kind of
do whatever they
do
wanted?
something unique.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So
because it's before
as-
Harry
as
Potter.
somebody who doesn't really know anything about this game, what kind of game is it? Is it like a looter RPG or what? I still don't. Is it like it's an RPG? I'm kind of
It's an RPG.
okay.
It's very,
and there's like,
I would say it's RPG at its core.
is it heavily? Is it
for sure.
combat based? Like, or is there like there's like a combat system?
combat,
Is
yeah.
that predominant, or is it a lot more like story and walking around and talking to people?
I would say it's pretty balanced in that
Mhm.
way. It does a very good job of making being a student at Hogwarts very enjoyable.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel like you're just being a student, but the quests and stuff that you do, it forces you to kind of do different things in the beginning, which is kind of cool. So you get to experience all these different,
And
go to different classes, learn new spells, fly on a broom,
so
do side quests.
is it done in a manner of like a daily thing, like where you're following a calendar? Or is it like is it just days go by, and is it open?
Days
Does
go
it
by.
open up at all, or is it more like linear?
It opens up quite a bit.
Okay, so you can kind of
the map is really big.
okay, so it's
and you can
open,
kind of do whatever you want.
Okay, that makes more sense. I just
Yeah.
I don't really, I know almost nothing about the game, so
Yeah. And the decisions that you make or choose
Mm-hmm.
do have a decent impact on what happens. So you'll get different things if you choose different choices.
I gotcha.
Including your house. So there's a few different quests that are different between the houses. So if you're sorted into Gryffindor, you may have a few different quests than someone who gets sorted into Ravenclaw.
Man, good thing they didn't talk to Nintendo before they put this out. They'd have been like, all right, here's what you do. You release 4 different versions of the same game and just change the house on each one. It's perfect sales plan.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
yeah, it's the kind of the main plot point is pretty unique, and it kind of throws you in right away.
Okay.
But I was a little surprised by the combat system, how not simple or how
complex it is.
It's not super complex, but yeah.
Are there other
What were you saying?
systems? Like, is there like skill trees or like upgrading spells? Like, is there a whole is there a depth of RPG systems? I guess would be my last
Yeah, so you can spec essentially.
Okay.
You spec into, I believe it's 6 different
Yeah, I would be
categories.
an ice mage, I think. Yeah.
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 But yeah, and you learn quite a few different spells actually.
Mhm.
There's just thinking I would think there's at least 30
Oh wow.
that you
Gotcha.
learn, maybe a little less, but you gain them by practical means through the story or quests.
Gotcha.
So there's a reason for learning each one, um, which then you can continuously use. But yeah, the combat system I thought was really good. I'm still adapting to keyboard and mouse, I guess, because I'm just terrible at it. You have like 4 different spells that you can have, and then you have at a time, I should say. So you can choose which 4 spells you have in your hotbar essentially, and then you have 2 spells that are constant. So like a revealing spell, pretty common for a RPG. Like it allows you to see loot and different puzzles and stuff like that. And then your protecting spell, so I guess your shield spell, that if you time it correctly from an incoming attack, it'll give you added damage. It'll like send the spell back or send the attack back.
I gotcha.
Which can be helpful. But yeah.
All right.
There's potions, beasts, plants, botany.
Gotcha. So it's a full Harry Potter experience, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Cool.
you do take your OWLs in the 5th year.
They do?
Yep.
Maybe we'll take them. I don't know.
I'd be very disappointed.
I'm
if
just
you
the first year. You come in as a first year, but you start as a 5th year. So you've never been to Hogwarts, but you're coming in starting your 5th year. And obviously you pick up on all the magic very, very quickly. It's not super realistic, I don't think, in that sense. Because if you have a true
if you're a
first
true
year,
wizard, the realistic wizardry.
But I guess you could explain it away by and that kind of goes in the story that you're kind of different than other wizards and witches.
You're a special wizard.
Yeah,
I know of another special wizard.
Who?
Gandalf. Yeah. Any other gaming news? I don't know if I got any other gaming news. What else happened this week?
There's a new streaming service.
Ooh.
Like a Twitch competitor called Kick. Yeah. Right. They offer a 95-5 split. So the creator gets 95%.
Guys, we need to be on Kick. Think of all that income we could have.
Guess so.
But they don't. Well, I haven't looked too deeply into this, but there's been a few things going around about how they really don't have any like rules, not rules, but like terms of silly, where they streamed the Super Bowl on it, and it had like 100,000 people watching the Super Bowl live, but they're able to stream it for some reason. I don't know. Maybe they pay for the TV rights.
Nope, don't think so. Sounds pretty illegal,
right?
And
then there's another streamer, just total dumbass. He's like proving that you can do whatever you want. He pulls up the porn website and streams it.
Man.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It seems like it's gonna go downhill pretty fast to me.
That doesn't work. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that concept has been tried so many times and it doesn't work.
Yeah. So. High profit sharing and illegal streaming is what it sounds like to me. It sounds unsustainable.
Really does. Yeah, the percentage almost sounds a bit too low for them to stream video out to a lot of people.
Right.
So I watched another movie, Robin Hood from 1991 with Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman.
Oh no!
It's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, released in 1991, and this movie's another atrocity. Uh, it starts out like the worst part at the beginning that you notice is Kevin Costner. I don't have anything against
What's wrong
Kevin
with his
Costner,
hair?
but I don't know. He's got a real. Anyways, his acting is like he doesn't want. It's almost like everyone else is trying to do a thing, and he's just like a guy from 1991 that happens to be Robin Hood in whatever time Robin Hood existed.
So like that Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember which one, but I know we
lot of
we had
them.
said that.
So that's the problem at first, but then like once you get further into the movie just becomes terrible. All the concepts in the movie it just feels so juvenile through the entire thing. Like he just shows up at the camp and God, all the choreography is so bad and all the like dialogue is terrible. And like Morgan Freeman, so Robin Hood is away fighting in the Crusades where he gets like captured, and this is where he meets Morgan Freeman. Then through the rest of the movie, Morgan Freeman comes with him because he like saved Morgan Freeman's character. Let me look at Morgan Freeman's character's name.
It's not Little John, is it?
No. So Morgan Freeman is like a Muslim in this movie. So the whole movie goes through where the other people are from like where England and like they have never met a Muslim at all. So it becomes a whole thing where his character is like this minority, but then they all like, oh, he's a nice guy. And then like we go through at least like 4 or 5 times where they're like, oh, let's have a drink. And he's like, oh, I don't drink. So it really just comes off as so like tokenizing maybe.
Oh no.
But it doesn't feel like it's bad intention. It just feels like kind of dumb. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. This guy's just here. And it kind of strikes me. Is it a Disney movie? Because I feel like it's like a bad Disney movie is how it comes off. Like with the level of cheesiness and how everything, it just the acting too. It's like you can see through the entire thing.
I think it's a Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I do remember the WB logo. But just such a bad movie and so boring. Like it was 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 20 minutes. Nothing about it was good. It was absolutely awful. And I give Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, an F. Just such a bad movie.
So are you just on a bad movie binge lately?
It was on HBO's HBO Max Last Chance. I'm like, all right, we'll watch Robin Hood.
No. They got you.
So if you would like to watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, you got to watch it before the 28th of February on HBO.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's really bad.
I think the only Robin Hood I ever watch is the
Men in Tights
animated one.
Oh.
From whatever that was, like that's pretty old, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I believe. And the one where he's like a fox. Yeah. I remember that. I don't know what it is, but I remember those images. Anyways, yeah, I'm probably gonna play a lot more Persona this week. I got so my desk, I have 2 monitor speakers that like take up a huge portion of like the right and left side of my desk and kind of like shove everything. And basically I have a gigantic desk, but these speakers make my desk small. So I have arriving tomorrow, the last piece where I have like 2 speaker stands and then a monitor stand for my 2 monitors. So I'm getting my desk space back. It's going to be pretty sweet.
It's exciting.
Nice.
I got the box for the monitor stand today, and I just opened it up, and there's like 50 pieces in there. I'm like, I don't want to look at this right now.
A lot of work.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyone got anything
Um,
else?
Oh, I'm prepping for Demon Slayer. I'm rewatching Demon Slayer.
Oh, for like the movie? Didn't you say there's a movie coming out or something?
The first episode. So I think it's March the 3rd, right,
Oh
Kudrow?
yeah, I already pre-ordered a ticket for it.
It's the last 2 episodes of season 2 and then the first episode of season 3.
Wait,
And the first
what?
episode is 1 hour.
So the movie is part
It's
of.
not a movie.
Oh, it's not a movie.
It's not a movie.
Wait, what did you get
It's
tickets to,
episodes.
Kudrow?
Episode screening.
You got tickets to the episode screening?
Indeed.
Can I just watch the episodes like after, or do I need to
I
get a
mean,
ticket?
probably.
Yeah, you will be able to, but the last 2 episodes of the Entertainment District arc, they're very good.
Gotcha.
And so you'll be able to see those on in the theaters, and then the new season, the first episode of the new season.
Yeah.
I just was watching the teaser or the trailer for it, and it got me into the Demon Slayer watching mood, and I'm like, I gotta watch this again before it's too late.
Nice.
The other one that's go ahead, Kudrow. Sorry.
I was like, it could be neat to rewatch, but the thought of like, was it that 14 through 16 span just makes me cringe.
Oh yeah, the training, or not
No.
the training, the resting or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, those episodes were awful.
Yeah, I feel like the beginning of the first season goes by a lot faster than I think it's going to.
Mhm.
They do a good job of not lingering too long on some of the parts that you think they may, like the entire training essentially. You get to some pretty good parts within the first 4 episodes, I believe. So
Gotcha.
but the first season's like 26 episodes, I want to say.
Yeah.
About
like
that,
that.
yeah.
And the second season's only 11 episodes.
What?
Yeah.
Robbery. I was hoping for another 26. I can't believe.
But they're so good. You
Yeah,
only need 11 for that arc.
I feel
it's-
robbed.
Yeah.
I did not. I thought I was going. I'm almost done with season 1, and I thought I was going in for another 26.
No. Did you watch the movie yet?
No, I thought I had to get through season 1 first.
Oh, I thought you said you finished it.
No, I'm
Oh,
nearing the end
I
of
see,
season
see.
1. Not there
Yeah,
yet, but
What are your initial thoughts, I guess?
I like same as last week. Still, like I really like the animation. I think the animation's really cool, and I think the one thing that I would say would make it better is less exuberance on most of the voice acting. But that's what they do, I guess. I don't.
What's his name? The yellow haired dude.
A yellow-haired guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
he pisses me off
Zenitsu.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zenitsu. You're just sitting there relaxing, watching Demon Slayer, and then all of a sudden he comes in, and you're like, "What
But,
the hell, bro?"
I mean,
Shut
a
up."
lot of
He has no
anime.
real voice.
A lot of anime seems to do that, though. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like, and that's one thing about a lot of anime. I'm like, man, if they could just tone it down a little bit, like I'd be.
So much of it is the shonen. Like I don't
No,
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's
Demon
true.
Slayer is like Shonen Jump or not, but it still falls within like this is kind of the age category it's appealing to.
Right.
And
Dragon Ball and Naruto.
yeah, it's still within that same age group, and that's just and that slapstick, that yelling,
Right.
it's part of the genre.
Yeah, because that's
so-
not really in Hunter x Hunter that I noticed.
Which is
It's
funny
very-
actually because that's also Shonen Jump.
Right.
But
It's very controlled,
Hmm.
very slow, and not in your face.
mhm.
It's pretty complex, honestly.
Hunter x Hunter is great. I
Yes.
feel like it's one of the better shonens. The fact that like Naruto and Bleach get so much more attention than Hunter x Hunter just makes me so sad.
I think it might be the cover art of Hunter x Hunter. Like just when I see Hunter x Hunter and like its cover art, I'm like, I don't want to watch that. I don't know why. I've seen it before. It gets put in front of my face. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't know what it's about, but I feel like when I look at the cover animation, I'm like, I don't need that in my life. Just as an outside observer, that's what I can
that's
say.
disgusting.
I'm not saying I
It's
wouldn't
great.
watch it, but
You
it
should
like,
watch it.
seeing the cover art's never been like, oh, I should check this out.
So that's next on your anime list then, because that's on Netflix.
All right.
Actually, no. If I had to give an anime that I noticed that just came to Netflix that everyone should watch,
Okay.
it's Monster.
How long is it? How many
Like
episodes?
72 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But it is a masterpiece.
Jessica and I have been watching Inuyasha. We're on like episode 80, maybe. I think we're in
You
season.
still got a ways to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched the
Um,
first episode of One Piece the other day.
No, that's
to
a.
see
I
what
don't
it's
think
like.
isn't that like.
It's 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
you're,
going to. I was just curious. But I feel like the One Piece crowd has gotten louder in recent years but I think that's also just anime in general. It's becoming more
Yeah. Sure.
fashionable, I guess.
Mhm.
See, I would actually defend One Piece. I actually think it's one of the better shonen animes. Though, I don't know. I will admit the art style can take a little bit of getting used to, but it does have its charm. But it's pretty well written overall. Like I can't say I have too many complaints about it. But
Have you watched
from
it
what
all?
I've seen 700 plus episodes of One Piece.
Okay.
I haven't watched an episode of it in years.
Oh my gosh.
But but also admittedly, like One Piece is like one of those series where like its highs are really good, really high, but it has some of the lowest lows of any series I've ever had to sit through. I think to this day, it still has one canon arc that was so bad that I ended up just skipping it because I couldn't take it anymore.
All right. We all good?
Yeah. We'll be doing ranking of
The ranking of Cage next week. Yeah.
Sorry
Come
about
back.
that, guys.
So come back next week where we talk about if Aaron Rodgers decides to stay with the Green Bay Packers or not. And
Isn't
also
that a little
rank-
outside of the range of this podcast?
It was a joke.
Or video games and entertainment. I guess technically football falls in line with that, but
It's Madden. It's for next year's Madden. That's what we're
Video game, yeah.
Madden
I
preview
mean, you guys
next
can
week.
play that. I'm not playing that.
Madden 24 preview.
What are they gonna do when it comes to 20 next year when they already made it Madden 25?
Oh, that is weird, right? I don't know.
Madden X or something like that. That's probably what they'll do.
All right, ranking of next week.
No.
See you guys later.
See ya.